Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here then hi and welcome. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. So today I want to start off kind of like a new series. So this is going to be my makeup roundup. So normally I would do my monthly favorites, but I kind of feel like every month when I do a favorites it's nothing super exciting, and the stuff that I use I don't always use like straight away because I either I don't have time to film and stuff, so the amount of videos that I upload per month are reducing, and that's because I do have like a part-time job now. I am a full-time mum, so a lot of things kind of counterbalance that, but the stuff that I use, I'm still using quite a few things, so I still do buy stuff, I treat myself to stuff, but then I'm kindly sent stuff to test out and use in kind of content creating. So a lot of my TikToks and stuff like that, I'll use a lot of this stuff, and I still do my videos where I do first impressions and stuff. So I feel like the makeup roundup is going to be more of a kind of what I'm using in a kind of accumulated, as opposed to every month I have to kind of dig through stuff to find. But hopefully this will work because it's a bit more relaxed. I'm not kind of needing to do it every month. So yeah, it's just a kind of selection of my foundations and concealers, and I've got pretty much all the steps bar a couple of things that I don't. So let's start off with foundations, and I will show you guys a video of me using the product because I was using some of it prior to filming this. So let's just get into it because I'm rambling so much. So let's start off with Maybelline. So this is their new Lifter Plump and Glow foundation. So again, I have used this on my channel. I did a first impressions on it and I'm using it today, and I do really like this. I think longevity wise I need to give it a bit more of a test because I have used it maybe once on a full day when I've been going to work, and it works, but it doesn't help if I'm kind of running around all day and I'm constantly like really warm or really cold, so it kind of like balances it out. But I think with this foundation, it's not plumping and it has a slight dew to it. I've set it down with powder, so it's not super glowy, but sometimes it has like a little glow to it, and I think coverage wise it's like a medium coverage. I tend to prefer full coverage foundations, but that's just because I want to cover up my rosacea, but not always am I having a bad flare up and I want to cover it. There's days where my skin is looking quite decent, and I think this is kind of like the perfect thing. Similar to it, I mean, even when it comes to the other Maybelline foundations, I feel like the Lumi Matte was more mattifying. Obviously this is quite a plump and glow, like a dewy one, so they are very different, and I feel like that Lumi one is a bit more full coverage where this one is slightly less coverage. I have the shade 102, and this was, I think, yeah, I bought this from Superdrug myself, so this was like 12 or 13.99, so I feel like it's pretty affordable, and you get so much product in here, so I will definitely be using it for a while. Next for foundations, I have the new one by NYX. So this is the Make and Wonder Soft Matte foundation in the shade Fair Porcelain. So this was kindly sent to me because I won a competition on their Instagram, part of their kind of close friends community. So if you love NYX and you follow them on Instagram, you can apply to be like a close friend where you can watch like exclusive lives and win competitions and stuff like that. So you can always do that. I'm pretty sure it's for everyone, but yeah, I got to test out the new foundation, and I've been using this quite a few times in the past like week and a half because they also had a competition to test out the foundation doing 3 different looks. So I used it about 4 or 5 times, and I really like this. I tend to use this with a brush. So in the beginning I wanted to test out using it with a sponge and with a brush, and for me the brush was so much more beneficial. It gave me a better coverage. With the sponge I felt like I would have to use a lot more product to kind of build up what I wanted it to look like. But I feel like even with the pipette, so I mentioned this in my YouTube video, that it reminded me of the Urban Decay foundation, which I thought was okay. I still own it. I haven't used it in a while, so I might have to do like a I forgot I own this type of video soon, because that'll be the foundation for it. But yeah, I've just been really enjoying this. I feel like coverage wise it gives you a little bit more coverage than their Buttermelt tint, which I really enjoyed, because for me there are days, like I mentioned, where I don't want like a super full coverage. I don't want to feel like I've got a lot of makeup on. That is really soft, that's really light on my skin, and I feel like this is that little step more. So it's not super full coverage, it's very buildable, and it's not super drying. I just feel like it looks really nice on my skin. So let's go into concealer. So this is the concealer from Maybelline. So this is essentially the kind of like mum and baby, if you want to kind of put it on that aspect. So yeah, with this concealer, the doe foot is really nice. It's super tiny and it's very good for getting into your inner corners, and I feel like it's a lot more buildable than the next concealer that I'm going to talk about, because I feel like this gives a lot more coverage. So I'm just gonna, obviously I've shown you guys a video, but like close up, it's given me a really nice kind of like even look. My underbags have been looking horrible recently because of my lack of sleep and just how I'm getting older now, and that's just how your body works. And I feel like this is a concealer. It's very nice and kind of creamy, it's buildable, and it's a lot more fuller coverage, to be honest, than, like I said, the next one I'm going to show you. Because not that I hate the next one, but I feel like the next one isn't as beneficial as I feel like this is. I have the shade number 20. This was gifted to me, so I was able to test it out a little bit early, and a lot of stuff that they've been coming out recently I have been enjoying. And I have done a full face of Maybelline recently. I think it was like a few months ago, I think, and they're bringing out a ton of new stuff, and I feel like this is pretty good. Okay, so the other concealer that I've been rambling on about is the one by ELF. So this is the Soft Glam Satin Concealer. So I absolutely love the foundation version of this. It was one of my favorite foundations of last year, and I feel like ELF foundations are never that great for me. I don't know what my baby's doing in the back. Yeah, the foundation itself was brilliant, and I've never really gotten on that well with them. But I feel like with concealers, it's pretty similar. Like their camo concealer that everyone loves, I did not like it. I felt like it was too cakey, and it was kind of too much on my under eyes and kind of the rest of my face, which wasn't my favorite. Has there been any other? I'm trying to remember all the other concealers that they've come out with. I can't remember right now, but this has just come out, and this was like £5, I think. I got it from the ELF website, and I think this is okay. Every time that I've used it, I feel like it doesn't give me the best coverage. The doe foot again is really nice. It's tiny, it gets right into my inner corner, and then gives me like a nice lift here. I'm not using it today, obviously I'm using like this one, but when I have used it, it's just lacking slightly, and I feel like coverage wise doesn't give me the best full coverage. So this is in the shade number 11, Fair Neutral, and yeah, some of the stuff that I have been using by ELF recently have been very hit and miss. Even their highlighter, which I keep talking about it, that it's kind of lackluster, but again, I'll probably have to give it like another impression soon, just to kind of see if I have like any other opinions on it, because I'm not going to get rid of it. I just want to kind of find a way to make it work. But yeah, this is okay. They've come out with some color correctors, which I'm not too confident in doing currently. Like I need to kind of watch a lot more videos and kind of figure out how I would color correct myself, because again, I know the green will sort out my redness, but my under eyes, you know, how do I brighten before I conceal? So there's a lot more stuff that I need to kind of learn. But yeah, when it comes to this concealer, I think it's okay. Let's move on to some blushes. So the first blush that I have is what I'm using today, and this is by Makeup Revolution. So this is their Blusher Reloaded in the shade Rose Kiss. So Revolution always bring out stuff that they don't announce, because they bring out so much and they have so many different kind of collections. I saw this on their website for like £3, and I was like, I want to pick that up because it looks super cute, and they have about 3 or 4 shades, and I love Revolution. Like last year I tested out a ton of stuff, and I do make like content stuff, but it's not paid, it's like affiliate type things, and I've been trying a ton of their stuff, and there have been obviously some misses. Like in my least favorite of 2025, I did talk about their jelly bronzer, which I did not like at all. It lacked so much pigment. So like all brands, they do have a lot of misses, but they have a lot of hits. And I feel like this is very in between. Like this is kind of one layer, like one kind of tap, and a lot of it went on the brush, but then when I put it on my face, I kind of had to evenly distribute it because it's super powdery, but it's still quite pigmented. Like I feel like the other shades wouldn't have really worked well for me, or they wouldn't have been like a shade that I would have gone to, but this one is quite nice. And if you do want something really affordable and something kind of quick to use, like their stuff is super affordable. Like even on their TikTok shop, they have massive reductions. Like I looked on their TikTok shop last night when they were live, and they had stuff that were like 20% off that isn't on their website, and it's still obviously the same product. And if you want to save some money, TikTok shop is probably the best place to go right now. And they're always doing stuff on their lives as well. But yeah, this I feel like is nice. It's not my favorite blush that they've ever done, because I think the trio in that kind of face palette is probably one of my favorites. So let's go on to the next blush. So this is by W7, and this is a duo. So this is the blush twist in the shade Love Me. And so far I've only used this cream one, but it is so pigmented. It is like insane. So every time that I have used it, I've gone very minimal, and that is saying something for me, because when I add blush, I like to look like a clown sometimes. Not that I like it, I kind of, unintentionally make myself look like a clown, and I feel like this colour is obviously a bit too deep for me, but I kind of make it work. And even with this bottom shade, it's slightly like a bit orange compared to this top one, but I haven't had a chance to try it yet, so I will obviously use it soon. But it's just top one that I've been using. So I got this from the beauty outlet, and if you guys live in the UK and you don't know what the beauty outlet is, it's essentially a place where makeup, like older makeup, goes to kind of die slightly. So they've got stuff by Revolution from like 6-7 years ago, and I haven't purchased any of it because it's stuff that I've used before, but I know like 100% that they're like not worth using. But they have a ton of new W7, they have a ton of new other kind of really affordable stuff that you might not be able to find very easily like in the UK. So even on their website, they have a ton of stuff. They even have Morphe. They've recently had like REM by Ariana Grande, which is super exciting. I haven't purchased anything because I just really haven't had a need to buy it, but I've been on the hunt for this, and they had it for like, yeah, like I said, I think it was about £3.50, and normally it's about £5, and even that is so affordable. Like W7, I have always said are like the king of dupes, because everything that they release, pretty much like 90% of it is a dupe of a really high-end brand. So I feel like this is a dupe of Patrick Tar. I could be wrong, but it's very similar. But yeah, if you want something super affordable, then I think W7 is the way to go. And talking of Revolution, I have their new pressed powder. So this is the powder pops, and it's quite funny. You can get this as like a ring, like a phone ring kind of thing, like an on the go. And I think Huda Beauty have just come out with one. Has Charlotte Tilbury come out with one? I don't remember, but they've just come out with that. I personally am not going to buy it because I'm not a big fan of that type of novelty stuff, but this is a really nice setting powder. I've used it quite a few times now, and I either use it with the powder puff or I use it with a brush if I want something a bit quicker. Like the powder puff is nice, but it doesn't give me kind of a quick coverage, if that makes sense. If I just want to quickly do my under eyes or maybe in my smile lines or something, then I'll do that. But if I want to go all over, I'll just use a brush and it will be so much quicker. But yeah, there's like the banana one, a pink one, and a couple other ones. But yeah, I do quite like this. It's really good. Like for me, it's really nice and softening, because there are times when I get quite oily throughout the day, and I feel like this helps it kind of drag out a bit more, like, but it helps it. And it is super affordable. I think it's like £5 or £6, and it's nice kind of like mattifying packaging. So yeah, that's kind of the only powder that I've used in a while. I tend to go back to a lot of old ones. So let's go into eyeshadow palettes. I have two. by Beauty Bay, and I picked up one by Revolution, but I haven't given it a proper go, so I'll probably talk about it in the future. But the first one is the Mini Charms palette, and I did recently use this in my kind of first impressions, and this was like a couple of pounds on the Beauty Bay website, and I don't know if the sale is still going on when I upload this, but they have stuff on there for like £1.75, £2, like their own brand stuff, and I have no idea what's going on. They're definitely like not closing down. I know that they're kind of rebranding stuff, because the next palette that I have is completely new packaging and it's new kind of a look for Beauty Bay, but some of their new stuff as well, like their liquid bronzer, like their cream bronzer kind of thing, that was like £2 as well. So I was very kind of like intrigued as to why. But anyway, yeah, this was normally like £10 when it came out, and I think I got it for like £4 or whatever, but it's completely worth it. Like, it's all shimmers and they are absolutely beautiful. And like I said in the beginning, when it came out, I wasn't really that interested in getting it because, again, I never really use all shimmers. I like to add in a matte and then just build it up from there. But I thought, you know what, it's a couple of quid, let's just give it a go. And I'm really happy that I purchased it, and I think it might be sold out when I'm filming this, but maybe they might have restocked it, or they're just finally getting rid of it. I have no idea. But I feel like for the price, it's perfect. So let's go on to the other eyeshadow palette, and it is their Wonderscape. I completely forgot what it was called. One thing that I'm super annoyed about myself, I dug my nail into this shade, and now it's like a big chunk has like come out, and I'm like, why do I do this? But it was an accident, you know, like it happens. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to their packaging, and the shades on this are absolutely stunning. This look that I did today is obviously not the best look I've ever done because it was just something quick that I did. But when it comes to the story, like the color story, I feel like it's a very fairy-esque, very glittery, very kind of different for me, because I love using red tones and orange tones and stuff like that, and kind of brick red type things. And this has got a lot more lighter tones to it, a lot of shimmers. It kind of reminds me of the Glamlight Lord of the Rings palette, which was like my favorite palette of last year. I might try and do like a comparison side by side. It's not completely the same, but there's definitely a lot of shimmers which are very similar. But I prefer the Glamlight one over this one. But this one is nice and small. It's convenient. Not that I'm ever going anywhere, but if you ever want to travel light, this is definitely great for it. I feel like, actually saying that, the packaging is quite heavy compared to the old packaging, which was like the cardboard ones. Like when you look at this one, this is like much lighter than this one. So I kind of take back when I said it's good for traveling, but I mean, it's definitely good for like a really nice eye look, and the campaign pictures that they had were gorgeous. Again, they're very fairy-esque and very kind of like cutesy and very kind of spring-like, which is obviously coming up very soon. I hope. This weather has been absolutely horrendous. But yeah, this is just a really nice palette that I feel like I would definitely get a lot of looks out of, and I like to kind of mix up all the looks that I do these days, because I did declutter quite a few of my palette. I still have a ton of palettes, but it's just nice to have something a little bit different. So let's end on the lips now. So what I'm using today is by Sephora. This is, I don't know what the official name of it is, but it's just one of their mattifying lipsticks in the shade 08. And I'm very hit and miss when it comes to Sephora makeup, because I feel like it's a bit too expensive for what it is. Like, I think this lipstick is about £15, and I always thought that Sephora was super affordable. Like when they first came to the UK, gosh, it feels like 3 or 4 years ago now. That's gone by so quickly. I felt like, no, has it been that? No, it's not even been that long. What am I talking about? It was about 2-3 years, I feel like. Yeah. When I looked at their stuff, I was like, this is not what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be kind of not Revolution price, but a little bit more than Revolution. But this is more like definitely like big middle ground. And I'm not being a massive cheapskate, but I feel like their makeup is not as affordable as it should be. But yeah, when it comes to this lipstick, it's really nice. It's very powder, so it's kind of like cream to powder, which I've been really enjoying recently. Like there's quite a few lipsticks that I've had that are cream to powder, so I think that's kind of like the thing right now. But this is like really gorgeous. It's pigmented, it's really easy to put on. I'm not the best when it comes to putting on lipsticks because I just go crazy, and because my lips are such an odd shape, I make a mess. But you know, I feel like this works really nicely, and it's kind of dried down really well. So this is a good lipstick. I feel like if they bring out with, they always have like a ton of different colors as well, which is great. They have like their liquid lipsticks, they have like a green one and a dark blue and stuff. So I love that they have so many different imaginative colors. But yeah, this one itself is pretty good. So that's been everything that I've been using recently. I would say on the whole, like 2026 has started off quite well when it comes to makeup, because there's not really been anything that I haven't enjoyed. There's probably one or two things that I'm a bit like here and there, but you can't win on everything when it comes to makeup, and there's no way that I'm ever going to try everything, because that's just not, as much as I would want to, that's just not feasible. But yeah, let me know what you have been enjoying recently, what you've picked up, and we'll see if I can maybe test it out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.